What's my favorite story? What stories do I have? Hello, and this is once again a Q&A because 5th of May 2022 marks half a year since I started publishing Dove on Wattpad, which has been, I think that could be called a turning point in my life because that started changing some things a lot. So, question number 1. What got you into writing in the first place, and what made you want to start writing? They have the same reason, so they were under the same question too, so I'm not surprised. It was like 3 years ago, and I was in school. Not that I'm not in school right now. I am in school, but I was in school 3 years ago too, and I won a writing competition. It was called My Dream Library, and I won a 16 gigabyte memory stick thing. And I was like, I'm not gonna leave that empty. I want it, and I'm gonna use it, right? But I had no idea what to use it for, so obviously I started writing on it, and then it just appeared. The writing thing. What is your favorite story that you published on Wattpad? Not that I've published any stories anywhere else. Well, I published one on Quota, but that's also Wattpad. What's my favorite story? What stories do I have? Like, I put equally effort into everything, I think. If you exclude the ones that I discontinue, because I discontinue them because I don't put in so much effort in them, like, it doesn't feel right. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the Narnian one I'm publishing right now, because I finished writing it like 10 minutes ago, and it's great. And I've had the idea to write it since like last summer, which I'm proud of achieving by now, because like new things always came in the way. Which story was the hardest to write? Like, I think I've been lucky in a way, because whatever I write, it just seems to fall in place and click with the plot even before I knew the plot. That's a story for another day. And the hardest to write has probably been also the Narnian one, because for the easy reason that it just isn't the type of story you put the character into. It's like it has everything. So for a character to have a real purpose in there, it's hard. It's hard. Yes. Which one of your stories you want more people to read, and why? Um, Again, the Narnian one, because I'm really proud of it. Maybe some originals on my other Wattpad account. But I think it's the Narnian one, because I've been thinking about it for such a long while. I had all the plot planned out in my head even before I started writing it, though I didn't make the plot. But I had dialogues planned out. I forgot about them, but I did. Would you continue writing if you couldn't do it digitally, and would have to write everything by hand, and couldn't publish your stories on Wattpad? I skipped the question, so I'm gonna answer this and then the previous one. I probably would continue writing if everything just disappeared, like all the internet and stuff. I would continue writing by hand, yes, and then I hope in the future someone like finds it and maybe I get famous. like it, like language. Like someone finds it and they like find joy in reading it, or maybe share it, or maybe even publish it somewhere in the future. Plus, if I couldn't write digitally, I could still write by hand, and I could and then I could like publish. I could still publish it like on paper. I just have to give them the by hand copy, and it's just a whole lot of work more blah blah. What is your favorite story on Wattpad generally? So it's probably meant that not my story. It doesn't have to be my story. Oh, there are so many good ones. But I don't know. I have absolutely no idea, actually. I'm just like scrolling through my archive and library, because but none of them like catch my attention anymore, because I read. I often read because I have the need to finish what I started. So I do quit reading some books, but okay, if I had to choose one, because I know I do, so it would be, I think it would be either the Spider Twin series or Spider-Man's sister. I'm because yeah. What is well, I should probably tell you the authors too, but I'm lazy, so no. I'm gonna feel so bad about this. What is the one thing that you wish you knew before you started writing? It takes so much time. Like literally, you like have everything going and going and going, and then there's this one point between two planned out points that you already have and have all the idea, and then there's this one point that doesn't make sense at all, and you have to just sit through it and like you have to like figure it out. But recently I learned that I could just put like in brackets what needs to be there, um like what needs to be there, and I could just move on. Which I didn't know before, and has been rather helpful lately, because I like write it on and then it just comes to me and then I can go back. Best writing tip you can give at the moment: don't give up easily. If you know it's great, if you like know what's going to come, then don't give up. I'm just thinking about how hypocritical I am right now, but like I did quit some things because I had been with, like, they didn't have the feeling to it. But if something has the feeling to it, you stick to it. So basically, if you get the feeling that this is the one, this is just going so good, then you do not quit. um, What is your thought process like when coming up with story ideas? From where do you draw inspiration? Ooh. My thought process is I have very abstract thinking. They When I start to think about how different things connect in my mind, I cannot explain it. They just do. And I draw inspiration from movies, other people's works, Pinterest posts, I don't know, stories on Tumblr or Reddit. Like anything sticks with me after I've seen it. Of course, people around me, my own experiences. Biggest concern at the moment in terms of writing or publishing on Wattpad? I don't have any concerns. Like, really, it's. Mm, Sometimes it's the fact that I'm not. Like, I don't feel like I'm ahead enough with chapters I'm writing. Like, I'm only 1-2 chapters ahead, but I publish every day, right? So it sometimes gets overwhelming, but I've learned to manage my time in a way that I write as much as I can at once, so I don't have to worry about it constantly. Um, do you see yourself writing in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Uh, 2 years, most certainly yes, because I won't be old enough to have a job, and having a job, I mean, not having a job means not that much responsibility on my shoulders and more free time. So I think 2 years is for certain. 5 years, I hope so. I mean, writing or just making stuff up in a good way, not in a lying way, has been a part of my life for such a long time. So it would be sad if I quit. But and I have the same thing to say about 5 and 10 years. It's I might go on a long break for a while, but I'm sure I just end up back at writing at some point, because that's just how it is. I took a break from writing originals. Uh, Yet I'm back at them again. I'm more experienced with how I write or describe, but and I've switched the language, but I'm back to writing originals like it all started. So I think I will be writing in 10 years. Something at least. Leave a writing Wattpad team / Wattpad team message for your future self exactly 1 year from now. Um, I'm not sure if I will ever watch this video, or like, except for the editing time, of course. Uh, but me in 1 year. Um, how's school? And oh yeah, it was supposed to be writing or what? Um, um, have you published anything on paper yet? Did you get into that? Did you make it through that one competition for an anthology? Results should come from a month from now, so I hope you did. Did it kickstart your career on writing more, or what have you learned? Now these were questions, but messages. Um, don't forget you need descriptions in a story too, not only dialogue. Or vice versa. Don't get too out of hand with the descriptions. This was the last question, so this is it for the video. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, because I'm feeling a bit greedy right now. And I hope to see you next week. Until then, stay creative.